Okay, guys, good fucking morning. I feel like I'm all over the camera. Excuse my hair. Um, Today is July 4th. It's a holiday for some, and for others, it's a regular fucking day. I'm off from work today, and we had early dismissal yesterday. They let us go at 3 o'clock instead of 5. So I came back home, ate, and watched fucking movies. I wanted to go to the gym yesterday, but this job has been a little bit. It's gonna take some getting used to working the gym into my schedule for the job because when I wasn't working, it was easy for me to go. And now that I'm working, even though I'm not doing labor intensive work, I'm still tired. So yeah, I'm not trying to lose all that I worked for, and I can see a difference already. Like being that I've been slacking for the last 2 weeks and seeing a difference in my body. Um. So, anyways, today's episode, I had two topics, but I'm trying to decide which one I want to do first. Sorry, y'all. This is how I have to put my hair in a ponytail because it's too much fucking hair. Ugh. And then my hair began caught on my nail jewelry and my rings. Okay, getting that up. Getting that up. And put the pincho. Oh, damn it. I can't even talk under this. That's how much concentration I need. Oh, there you go. So that white stuff is deep conditioner. I just put a little bit on my head because I haven't perfected the daily moisturizer that I make. If you're new here, I have a hair and skincare business. I make my own products. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about something that I noticed, and I've been noticed it, and it been annoyed me. But I figured I'd talk about it. Y'all ever notice when people do something wrong, uh, more specifically children and men, that people always blame the mother? Like always, no matter what. Um, and I don't, I understand that our parents or who raised us has a significant effect on our personality, how we behave. I'm trying to get some of that white stuff. I gotta put some water in it. Some of that white stuff. Go to deep conditioner. Um, and the back looking crazy. Sorry, this is a process. Some of y'all want all this hair. Come get it. Come get it. This shit is not easy. Ugh, gosh. Well, anyways, it's gonna be like that. Sorry about the white stuff, guys. I know it's gonna be distracting in the video, but it is what it is. So, anywho, the mother gets blamed for a lot, all the time, and I been noticing that over the years. It annoys me because you'll see a child misbehaving, and the first thing a person says, it's like, oh, where's the mother? Or that's because their mother let them do that, or A, B, and C. And I always find people who say stuff like that to be a little alarming. We have this thing where we think that children don't have a mind of their own, and in a lot of cases they do. I think we don't give children enough credit. We're in the era where we say gentle parenting and allow a child to be themselves and A, B, and C. So clearly, you have an understanding that children have their own personality, A, B, and C. But the very minute that they misbehave, is somebody else's fault automatically. And it's not to say that it isn't. I'm just saying that all the time, y'all blame the parents, more specifically the mother. It's very odd to me. Just like when a man mistreats women, y'all always blame the mother. Always blame the mother. Like, and the reason why I came to this conclusion, why this annoys me, is because sometimes there's even women doing this, right? Not even sometimes, a lot of the times. Like, if a man is speaking to a woman in a disrespectful manner, or he's acting like A, B, and C, nobody ever considers the males that he may have had or not had in his life that has led him to believe that that behavior is okay. Like, his mother could have taught him, hey, do not speak to a woman like this. This is that and the third. But he might have went outside and got amongst his friends, or the male father figure in his life, or whoever is one of them fucking knuckle dragger bozos. Okay. One of them knuckle dragging bozos, or misogynist, or whatever the situation is, and they may have a bigger influence on him than his mother. And the only reason why I say that is because sometimes women talk to children or men, and they tend to tune us out because we're always talking. We're always in corrective mode. You understand what I'm saying? So I think sometimes what we say does not have the impact that people think it has. And I'm not saying any of my opinion is an absolute. This is just what my thoughts are. All right? It annoys me that people do that, because women have this thing where they'll see a guy mistreating a woman, and they'll be like, yeah, because his no good mother, this is that and the third. Like, you have women out here that will literally put their best foot forward, and then their child or whatever will go outside to schools, to events, or whatever the situation is, and see other people behaving a certain way, and it will do it. But when they get in front of their mother, they're an angel. This is why when men are mistreating women, they don't think about their mother necessarily, because it's just like they don't see their mother even in that category. It's like, oh, that's my mom, I'm going to respect her regardless. But you bitches, I'm going to disrespect, because they don't have no ties to you in that manner, no deep ties to you in that manner, even after they have a child with you. So I think I'm annoyed by that, because women want respect, but the minute that a man disrespects her, she disrespects his mom by just automatically assuming that she didn't try her best or didn't teach her son or her children, whichever ones we're going to refer to, how to conduct themselves or how to be respectful or whatever the situation is. And like I said, yes, if you're a big influence in your life. You are God to your child when they are born. All right, they don't know nothing but you. You feed them. You're in charge of their safety. Blah blah blah. But if we are gonna keep saying that, these men behave this way because their mothers was A, B, and C, or these children behave this way because their mothers are A, B, and C, why don't we ever consider people who have fucked up mothers and turn out to be great people? Like, my mother was a drug addict. My mother had 10 children by a lot of men. That's all I'm going to say. I have one child. I've never done any drugs in my life, with the exception of if I prescribe something or a little hookah. So I'm just saying, like, there's your fucking perfect example. And then I have a brother one of my brothers who has tried A, B, and C. He be doing fucked up shit. He has done fucked up shit in the past. And first off, let's make something clear. I've done things that I'm not so proud of, but I noticed that along the lines that I was responsible for me. Like, it wasn't my mother's fault that um I chose to keep a child. I could have made the. I vividly remember making this decision to have my son at a young age. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I think people, they like to deflect and they like to place blame everywhere else, and they like to infantize men, and they don't necessarily understand that children can also make decisions on their own, because you can literally tell a child not to do that. Don't touch that. That's bad. You can pop them. And for some reason you turn your back and you turn back around, they made a decision to do it again. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that kind of behavior carries on throughout life. You can talk to somebody till you're blue in the fucking face. Like my son, I have no complaints about my son. Everybody says he's respectful. Everybody says he's funny. Everybody says he's smart. He's athletic. Blah blah blah. So there's things about my son that I notice that I can't necessarily comprehend, because it's like I've had this talk with you 1,000 trillion times and you continue to do the same thing. So now if somebody sees him in the street and he exhibits a certain behavior, even although I've told him, hey, not to do this or to do this, and he doesn't do it, the first thing they're going to blame is me. So my son has this habit of waiting till last minute to do stuff. Like, I'm talking about very last minute, like a form or paper or something could be due uh, in 2 weeks. He'll wait 2-3 days before to tell you that you need to run around the earth, fly to the moon to get these forms filled out, because he needs them. If not, it's going to have a detrimental effect on him, okay? He does stuff like that all the time. Me and his father are like thoroughly irked by that. We're thoroughly irked by that because we tell him all the time, hey, you have to, you're not, he's not 5 years old. The teachers are not necessarily contacting us for them to get information. They give your child the information and they say, hey, make sure you get this filled out, blah, blah, blah. Rightfully so, he's 18 now. So when he was younger, of course, I'm going to be the one that's like, okay, they said, check his book bag, they sent you home with this or something. Oh, your child, 15, 16, 17, you would expect if they got a school dance or they need money for something that they would come to you and tell you at an appropriate time instead of waiting for the last minute. No, I understand that this is a common thing. I'm just using this for example. But somebody would say, like, why, like if he gets into a relationship or he has some other situation where he is now a man, you know what I'm saying? And somebody notices that he does that, he waits to the last minute to do something. It's like, don't blame me. Do not blame me for that behavior. Because I done talked to the boy 1,000 times, 1,000 trillion times about doing stuff like that. And that's a simple example, but it's just like, it annoys me that people do that all the fucking time. You only have but so much influence on your child. You can't. I'm gonna say you can't impose yourself on your child. People impose themselves on their children all the time. You understand what I'm saying? But on a real deep spiritual level, you're not supposed to impose yourself on people. You're supposed to allow people to make their own decisions, speak up, express their emotions, and go on the path that's intended for them, right? So you could fucking beat someone, you can threaten someone, you can teach someone, you can show someone, you can do however, whatever. But I need people to understand that people are already who they are from when they're young. They change, they can change, but people are already who they are. Their path is already written, in my opinion, right? So I just find that when I'm reading these comments and people like, yeah, he got mommy issues. Like if a man is talking down to a woman, or they're sitting on these podcasts, you know, these men sitting on these podcasts and just look fucking dumb all the time. The first thing people say is, oh, they got mommy issues. That's the very first thing they say. Not they got father issues. Not their father didn't teach them right. Not their father was absent. Not their father was a fucking womanizer. Not their father was a misogynist. Not their father was abusive, verbally abusive, overly hostile. It's the mother. It's the mother. Did y'all know that if a man has a baby, basically gets a woman pregnant after the age of, I think it's 35 or 40, that child is more likely to have schizophrenia, Down syndrome, ADHD. They're more likely to have a whole bunch of issues. So what makes y'all think that the father or the man or the lack of a man in your child's life is not just as influential as the presence of a mother in the child's life? It's just as influential. It's just as influential. I don't care what nobody says. Yes, you can do your best as a single mother and try your best to do A, B, and C, but there is a fucking complete difference between having two parents in the house, masculine and feminine energy, whoever possesses whichever one, okay? And then just one person in the house trying their best to balance themselves out to be able to be a balanced person for their child and help their child be a balanced person, right? So I think it just annoys me that, more specifically, that women do that. Like, y'all automatically go, oh, his mother ain't raised him right. You don't know that. He could get around his mom and be manipulating and lying to her because somebody along his life has told him or showed him or made him feel that that was the correct thing to do, to be just lying to woman. My son could be telling me whatever. I could think my son is the most angelic person on this earth, right? How would I know that he ain't no good until one of these little girls come to me and be like, Miss Gomez, your son is doing A, he said this to me, and I would literally be caught off guard because it's like, not my baby, he know better. But they be knowing better, and sometimes they don't do better. And I'm not saying that that's my son because I haven't had that issue. I'm just saying, like, a lot of the times people present themselves to be one way around certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all multifaceted people. We all put on a face for a certain environment that we're in. The same person I'm going to be around family is not necessarily the same person I'm going to be around friends. The same person I'm going to be in my house is not going to be the same person I am in the office space. Or the same person I am with one man is not going to be the same person I am with another man. So I think when we deflect blame all the time, it takes away from the person having to hold themselves accountable. Y'all want men to hold themselves accountable, but the first fucking thing that y'all do is blame their mother. No, it's his no good ass. After a while, you cannot blame your mother. I cannot continuously blame my mother for any bad decisions that I made. I am a 35-year-old woman. Somewhere along the line, myself, my mind, my own personality, my spirit, my soul took over and said, you gonna do whatever, you gonna make whatever decision you gonna make, A, B, and C. Okay, we got 1 minute left because I'm about to get deep. And now we do it so much that they do it. They'll be like, yeah, my mom this, my mom that. Your mother tried her best. And instead of you showing gratitude or appreciation, you out here making her look stupid. Stop blaming your mother for every fucking thing. You just a fucked up person. This goes for men and women. You just a fucked up person. I could be having 15 baby fathers, a trillion fucking kids, but I don't. Okay? Any decision that I make, I've thoroughly sat down and thought through. It's my decision. It's not my mother's fault after a certain amount of time. Y'all are 30-something years old on these podcasts, dogging women out, and women are blaming your mother for that. Y'all lost your fucking mind. Real talk. Anyways, bye. I'll be back.